Welcome back to Bookish Dives. We're the place you come to, skip the surface stuff, and really dive deep into popular books and research.
Yeah, we've done a few of these explorations before, getting into the layers others might miss.
And today, we are tackling a book that, well, it kind of exploded, didn't it? Especially in STEM circles. Allie Hazelwood's The Love Hypothesis.
It really did. And it's more than just, a sweet romance. Our goal today is to pull out the main conflict, sure, but also those surprising insights about surviving academic science, that whole high-stakes world.
Right. We want to give you that shortcut, basically, to understanding the plot, but also the deeper commentary happening underneath.
Exactly. So let's get started. Our main character is Olive Smith. She's a PhD student at Stanford.
And her whole focus is pancreatic cancer research, specifically finding better, cheaper ways to detect it early. Super important stuff.
But her first interaction with her future love interest, it's memorable, and not in a good way initially.
Totally humiliating is what it is.
It's kind of the perfect meet-cute disaster, actually. The very first time she runs into Dr. Adam Carlson, who, spoiler, becomes way more than just a professor, is in a lab bathroom.
A lab bathroom.
Yeah. And Olive's super stressed. Her vision's gone blurry because, and I love this detail from the book, she used contacts that were expired.
Not just a little expired.
No, like a few years past their date, which, wow.
It's just having a full-on panic attack, crying.
And this huge, intimidating guy walks in, demands to know what she's doing near waste disposal, and seems like personally offended by her disregard for pharma safety.
And that's our intro to the notoriously frosty Adam Carlson. Sets the tone, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Hilarious, a bit weird, but it perfectly shows his rigid, by-the-book nature. Okay, so flash forward almost 3 years. This is where the main plot really kicks off. The night.
Yes, the kissing crisis. Olive needs her best friend, On, to think she's totally over her ex, Jeremy.
Right, because she wants On to feel okay about dating Jeremy herself.
So in this moment of sheer panic, Anne's walking towards her, and Olive just grabs the nearest guy, who happens to be Adam Carlson, and kisses him.
It starts as this clumsy headbutt, apparently. So not smooth.
Not smooth at all.
But then it turns into something surprisingly not terrible, for a moment anyway. The fallout, though, pure academic drama.
Adam is furious, baffled, and he immediately goes to the scariest place on a university campus, Title IX. Sexual misconduct policies.
Yeah, he's instantly thinking rules, regulations, potential complaints. Olive, meanwhile, is scrambling, denying it was assault, claiming she asked for consent.
Even though he just, snorted.
Right? She insists she heard a yes.
Yeah.
It really highlights his scary reputation versus her absolute desperation in that moment.
And that Title IX mentioned, that's not trivial.
No, it's critical. For you listening, Title IX is serious business on campuses. Adam jumping straight there shows you the huge professional risks involved. It's not just awkwardness, it's potential career ruin.
Which leads to the big question. Why would Adam Carlson, this super successful MacArthur fellow, this genius grant guy, ever agree to Olive's crazy fake dating scheme?
Okay, this is where the book gets really sharp about academic politics. Adam is hugely successful, but Stanford, his university, had actually frozen his grant funds. Massive grant funds.
Frozen them. Why? His science wasn't good enough.
Not at all. It was about optics. He had accepted a big collaboration based outside Stanford, and the university panicked. They saw him as a flight risk.
So it wasn't about the research, it was about keeping the money and the prestige at Stanford.
Precisely. These top researchers, they're like assets. Stanford needed him to look stable, committed, like he wasn't going anywhere.
So a stable, long-term relationship that would help his image, make him look rooted.
That was the idea. It would counteract the flight risk narrative. So suddenly, Olive's ridiculous proposal doesn't seem quite so ridiculous to him. It serves his purpose, too.
Wow. It's less cynical, but probably realistic.
Very realistic in high-stakes academia, I think. So the fake dating trope here is driven by some pretty brutal institutional politics.
Okay, so they strike a deal, they set ground rules.
Yep, strictly on campus, professional. No fake holidays, though Adam does clarify very dryly that his family celebrates Hanukkah, not Christmas.
Right, and the big one, no actual physical intimacy and no dating other people for real.
And this is important for Olive's character, too. She realizes she doesn't really feel attraction unless there's, a deep trust and intellectual connection first. It grounds her motivations later on.
And all through this, you really feel the pressure Olive is under, the academic life.
Oh, definitely. You can't forget the backdrop. She's barely scraping by on her stipend, constantly anxious, feeling like an imposter.
Plus, her whole research project, the reason she's even there, depends on finding a new lab because her mentor is retiring.
Exactly. That pancreatic cancer detection work needs a home, and a well-funded one, fast.
Which pushes her towards Dr. Tom Benton at Harvard. He's known for having tons of funding.
She puts everything into her proposal for his lab, details her work, and she's absolutely thrilled when he seems really interested, responds positively.
But, of course, it can't be simple. There's a twist.
A big one. Tom Benton isn't just some random Harvard professor. He's Adam Carlson's close friend.
Oh, no.
And he's Adam's collaborator on that exact grant that caused all the funding drama with Stanford in the first place.
So the fake dating thing suddenly gets way more complicated.
Impossibly complicated, especially when Tom catches Olive and Adam together. Now, the stakes involve both universities, Adam's career, his friendship, everything.
And throughout this, we keep hearing about Adam's reputation. Adam asks Carlson. He's supposedly really harsh, makes students redo months of work, fails proposals.
Yeah, the book uses him to explore that fine line mentors walk. Is it harshness or is it rigor? Adam defends himself, saying his job isn't to manage emotions, it's to make sure researchers don't publish useless or harmful crap.
It's that brutal honesty thing again, rigorous science over feelings.
Which, is arguably necessary in science, but it can feel really damaging to the students involved.
But his actions towards Olive seem different. He supports her even while complaining about her slide color choices.
That's the key, right? That contrast. He might be ruthless about the science, but he's surprisingly helpful to Olive. He even takes her to this big conference in Boston, the Society for Biological Discovery.
To help her networks secure that spot in Tom's lab, which, ironically, is now super awkward.
Exactly. And it's at this conference where things start to shift emotionally. They end up having to share a hotel room.
Which sounds like classic rom-com setup, but Olive is just relieved it has 2 beds.
Totally. The intimacy that builds isn't physical. It's observational. She starts noticing the little things about him.
Like his dimples when he's actually amused, which is rare.
Or how much he hates pumpkin spice lattes, calls the smell gross, and his weird love for salt and vinegar chips.
Yeah, just these small human details start breaking down that intimidating Adam Carlson myth.
But just as things are maybe softening, bam, the climax hits. And it's brutal.
The betrayal, Tom Benton.
Yeah. At the conference, Tom corners Olive, supposedly to talk about her career.
But instead, he sexually harasses her.
It's ugly. He implies the only reason he was interested in her work was because she must have figured out that sleeping with powerful men is the way to get ahead.
Ugh. And he uses his connection to Adam against her.
Completely. He basically boasts that Adam would obviously believe him, his longtime friend and collaborator, over her. The power dynamics are just horrific.
That threat of professional annihilation, it's terrifying. But Olive does something smart.
She does. Her phone had been recording audio earlier from her presentation, kind of by accident, and she realizes it. So she covertly hits record again.
And captures the whole awful conversation with Tom. Proof.
Gets the proof, which she desperately needs, especially when you learn about Adam's own past.
Right, because Adam reveals something incredibly painful later.
He tells her he was abused by his own graduate advisor, emotionally, verbally abused by this guy who was apparently shortlisted for a Nobel Prize.
That's chilling, and Adam almost quit science altogether because of it.
Almost quit. He was completely broken. And guess who helped him through it? Tom Benton and their other friend, Holden.
So Tom was like a hero figure to Adam.
Exactly, which makes Olive's situation even more agonizing. Expose Tom, and she destroys Adam's image of his friend, his savior.
Yeah.
Protect Adam's feelings, and she lets Tom get away with it and likely sacrifices her own career.
What a terrible position to be in, but then the final pieces fall into place.
Yeah, thanks to Adam's friend Holden, who kind of spills the beans.
Holden reveals Adam was interested in Olive from the very beginning, like since the expired contacts incident.
Since day one.
And
he was intrigued. And the real kicker, Adam only agreed to interview for that big Harvard job after Olive had picked Tom's lab.
Wait, he was interviewing at Harvard to be near her.
That was the implication. He was willing to potentially move his whole career to Boston because she was going to be there.
Okay, so the fake dating thing was like way past its sell-by date for him. He was in it for real.
Absolutely. And the book cleverly notes his Stanford funds were actually unfrozen right around the time their fake contract was supposed to end anyway. His professional crisis was over. Staying fake was entirely personal by then.
So Olive realizes he's genuine, and she's fallen for him too.
Right. And she decides she has to fight back. For herself, for her research, she can't let Tom win.
So she crashes his fancy Harvard interview dinner in ripped jeans and Converse.
A perfect act of rebellion against that stuffy academic world. Adam immediately sees something's wrong, forgets the dinner, just focuses on her.
Tom tries to dismiss her.
But Adam shuts him down, tells him to leave. His priority is instantly Olive. And then she plays the recording.
Exposes Tom right there.
And Adam's reaction is immediate. He takes her side, protects her, ensures Tom faces consequences.
And he chooses her over the Harvard job, right? Just leaves.
Leaves the dinner, leaves the potential job, flies straight back to Stanford with her. He chooses her, chooses their potential future over that huge career move.
And the ending feels well-earned after all that.
It really does. They finally have their first real kiss, their first real intimate moment. And it works because that trust, that connection Olive needed, it's finally there, built through all the academic chaos.
It confirms her whole way of experiencing attraction was real.
Yeah. And there's that cute bit at the end, the fortune cookie joke.
Oh, right. It says, it's time to move to the next level.
Perfect for them, right?
Yes.
Captures their messy, honest journey to actually being together.
So when we zoom out, what does this deep dive tell you, our listener? This isn't just a fluffy romance.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty sharp look at the toxic side of STEM academia. The power imbalances, the potential for abuse, the harassment.
And how Olive's really important research is constantly at risk, not because of the science, but because of egos and funding battles.
Exactly. The fake dating part is the fun entry point. But the background is serious. It shows you the pressure, the imposter syndrome, the fight for funding.
Contrasted with the need for real support, real connection, just to survive that environment.
I think the biggest hypothesis proved here isn't about love, maybe, but about survival in these intense professional worlds. Finding someone who genuinely backs you, who shields you from the institutional issues, that's crucial.
Yeah. From expired contacts in a bathroom to building this really solid partnership, that feels like Olive's real victory.
Definitely. It validates the struggle so many face in pursuing science, and maybe suggests the best genius grant is actually finding the right partner, the right collaborator who believes in you.
A great place to wrap up. Thank you for joining us for this bookish dive into the love hypothesis.
Yeah, it was fun digging into this one.
If you want more deep dives like this, exploring popular books and research, definitely follow us. We'll be back with another exploration soon.